Hello again. I have this 2013 Volvo C30, which I think, in my humble opinion, very sweet, underrated little hatchback. And this one's got 28,000 miles on it. So yeah, let's take a quick walk around it, see what we've got. The sun is out, the birds are chirping. It is Easter Sunday, so you know, happy spring things and stuff to y'alls. Let's see what we've got. I guess while we're out here, we'll go over some of the flaws on the exterior, which there aren't many. It is a little dusty. I just went down a dusty trail, so bear with me there. There are some minor curb rash to some of the wheels. The tires, however, are wonderful. These are, what are these? They're Toyos. Extenza HP2s, and they're brand new. They were put on in preparation for the sale. So these have like probably less than 50 miles on it. I don't see a date code, but they were genuinely installed like 2 weeks ago. I'll make sure for auction purposes that I can track down the details that we need with regards to an invoice. There are some little paint chips here and there. Little minor scratch there. This guy might polish out. That one won't. This is the worst of all of it. It's kind of a double ding here. Pretty good, pretty sharp one here. In fact, it actually looks like it might have punctured the metal, which is unfortunate. Certainly could be repaired. Not like I would have to skin the door or anything crazy, but that's there. This guy's still here. I think the dealer's supposed to take that off when it's delivered, but never happened on this car. A couple of little minor rock chips. Some minor kind of glazing here on these headlamp lenses, you tried to say. That's really it. I mean, it's a nice car. See what I was talking about with the dirt and dust road getting down here. And this is the other quote-unquote worst of it. Little chip here, 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 all in this line. And if you catch it at the right light, there's a little door ding here behind this one. Little scratch there. That's it. Presents well. Handsome car. As I said, the wheels do have some curb rash. Oh, there we go. Produced 48 month 2022. Brand spanking new. I really like how these cars look. Best rear end on a hatchback ever? Maybe? I don't know. Argue about it in the comments, I suppose. I think this is a pretty standard spec car. Doesn't have the R design. It is indeed an automatic, like the extreme majority of them were. Power driver seat, cloth seats. Seats are in good shape, they're not worn. A little tiny bit of bolster wear here. And if you catch it in the right light, there are some staining to the seat bottom. Stuff I think would detail out pretty easily. Definitely noteworthy. Yeah, a real deal detail. This car got a wash, but not a real detail. A real detail will go a long way here. Again, I'm being picky. That's what I'm here to do. Let's start her up. Has passed California smog, so that's taken care of. Power locks work. Windows, auto down, auto up. Now try the sunroof. Everyone's favorite game, will the sunroof work or not? course it does. There's that sun I was talking about. And closed. Simple. Dome lights. Oh look, this guy's got a little crack. If you care, you could probably epoxy it just to keep it from doing this. Be gentle with it. It's cracking on this side too. If you don't care, you just leave it. How's this side? This looks good. I think somebody feels like if you overextend it a little bit, it can crack. So I bet you that's what happened. It doesn't feel particularly solid. Somewhat un-Volvo-like. There's an empty glove box. AC feels good. Feels cold. Does have heated seats. Not on a day like this. Stereo works. I just want to see that little display again. Yeah! High performance sound. Sweet. As I said, pretty standard spec. Rear seats are in good shape. I've got this passenger seat all the way back, but if you have it in a reasonable spot, there seems to be a decent amount of room back there. Let's pop the hood. See what's going on in the trunk. I really do like the sound of 5 cylinders. You know what, let's start at the trunk. Got all my gear back here. There's not a whole lot to write home about. The most interesting thing is the latch, or the lift gate itself, which is primarily glass with this kind of skeleton behind it. Really cool. Yeah. Here's the back. Not much to report here. Seats do fold down, these rear ones. I'm not sure. Oh, this is how. Push that. Oh, and as I said, I've got that front seat all the way back. So that's that. But it does fold flat. Oh, a peek under the hood. Then we'll just drive the darn thing. It's all there. Idle smooth. I will say, 28,000 mile car. Was kept in a garage on a tender, so they were wise enough to install a battery tender, which is great. 2 things I noticed. A, from sitting, there's no weird electrical issues or anything like that, but I do see signs that there was a little bit of rodent activity at one point in its life. That's what happens when cars sit for a little bit. Car drives great, pass smog, no weird things. So, you know, thankfully it's out of that environment. So I don't think it's going to pose any issues to the next guy outside of a chewed on mat there. Little marks on this cover here. And then I also noticed on this cap here. That's it. This car didn't get real detailed, as I said before, so there's still some kind of schmaltz, or whatever you want to call it, from whatever those rodents were up to at one point. But the good news is, mechanically, all the bits and pieces, all the stuff that you would expect to have rodent damage, I don't see anything like that. It all looks great. So, relatively minor in the scheme of things, but I wanted to point that out. As well as all these VIN stickers match the VIN of the car, showing this thing wasn't in much of a wreck at any point. It all matches this VIN here and that VIN there. However, this one It's there, but it's been painted over. And you can see some marks here under the bolts. So this fender's been painted. Everything underneath it looks great. So, and it wasn't replaced, because if the fender was replaced, that sticker wouldn't be there to be painted over. So, and the fact that they hit the jam means they actually painted it properly. They took it off the car. The paint looks great, but you can see there's no hard line at the top. They took it off the car to paint it for whatever reason it was that they painted that fender. So nothing I would be at all concerned about, but I noticed it, so I wanted to point it out. Another thing I noticed, that it drives great. I've always appreciated these cars and, you know, the way they looked. I like 5-cylinder Volvos, so I assume they drive good. And this one does. Good power, it's the right size, it looks good. So, yeah, let's go do that. Let's go experience that whole driving thing, shall we? Let's roll. All right, we'll let this lifted FJ pass us. Get ahead a little bit and go for a drive. Definitely some debris and random things rolling around the storage pockets in these door trim panels, so ignore those noises. Already caught up. I've caught up to the XC again. Anyways, probably a good place to end this video. If you want to see this car live at auction over at Cars and Bids, you're welcome to do so. I'm gonna have a link in the description below if you want to check it out. And if it's within the first 7 days of this video going live, that means the auction's live, because I only publish these once the auction is up and running. So head on over, see how it's doing, be curious to see what it brings. Please bid often, bid early if you wish to bid, and if you missed out on the action, click anyways, see what it did. I'll be really curious to see what a 28,000 mile, you know, pretty standard issue silver 13 C30 brings, because I think these are great cars. I think they're pretty cars, and I think they're very underrated compact hatchbacks. So that's what we're looking at. Thanks for following along. Do all the YouTube things, bid often, bid early, as I said a second ago, and thanks for tagging along. Bye.